Hey guys, what's going on? Today we have a 2004 Pontiac Sunfire with a 2.2 liter EcoTech engine. Came in today with a check engine light, a flashing while driving check engine light, and the customer's complaint was they said it was really hard to get up to speed. They said that it had really poor gas mileage and the engine was running very, very rough. So we opened the hood, did a quick visual inspection. Checked all the vacuum lines, they were all okay. Went and sprayed brake cleaner and carburetor cleaner around all the intake ports, around the whole intake manifold right here. There were no leaks, that was fine. Checked fuel pressure, had fuel pressure at the Schrader valve right here. So you can just twist this cap off. And there's your Schrader valve for your fuel pressure, so you can hook your fuel pressure gauge up to that. And we still weren't getting anything, so went inside, plugged in the scan tool, and we got the lovely P0300 code, which is engine random misfire detected, which that code is set off when 2 or more cylinders is misfiring at one time. So we decided to dig a little bit deeper. Sometimes these cars, the catalytic converters get clogged. So if you come down here, normally there's a heat shield here. It's 3 13mm bolts. You can use a deep socket to get them off. And then it reveals this, and here's your upstream oxygen sensor. You can go ahead and remove that. And we removed that and ran the car, and it's still, the performance did not change. Now if you pull that oxygen sensor and the performance changes, chances are you probably have a plug catalytic converter. And I'll make another video on that, describing how to test catalytic converters in the future. But this one, my primary suspect was this ignition control module that lives right on top. So what you can do is there's 3 T15 Torx fasteners, 1, 2, and 3. You can go ahead and remove them, and then I will. Okay guys, so this is the old ignition module I'm going to use for testing purposes and demonstration. Now with this, there's one way I know how to test them, and it's very, very simple. You can do it at home with very, very basic tools, which is a simple test light. So what you want to do is go ahead and take these 3 screws off and pull this up. Leave this connected so you have your pins exposed. And then what you want to do is just wiggle this little guy off of here. It's just like a little plastic insert. And then now you see we have 3 pins right here and 1 pin right here. Huh? So now what we're going to do is, with this attached to the vehicle, still plugged into the electrical connector, this middle pin right here is your main power feed. So go ahead and hook your test light up and make sure to battery ground, and then touch it right here and make sure you have power coming into the unit and coming out of the unit. And then what you can do is, and that's with the key on. Then after that, these 2 pins that right here, these are the driver controller pins, I guess you could call them. I'm not really good with terminology. But these are what send signal to the 2 coil packs that live under that cover I was showing you. And this is a way to tell if there's any internal drivers that are bad in here. So you want to go ahead and switch it, hook your test light lead up to battery positive, and with the have someone go in the vehicle and crank it over. You're going to want to hold your test light on the pin right here, on that pin, and then that pin. Now while you're cranking the vehicle, these should be flashing, and that tells you that it's sending signal and the driver is working properly. If you touch them and they're not flashing, that means they're not sending signal down to fire the coils and to fire the plugs. And that means you have a bad driver inside this little guy. You can pick them up at the local parts store. They're not really too terribly expensive. And it's a really easy DIY job that you can do and save yourself some money. And another reason for making this video is, when I was working on this, I couldn't find any good wiring diagrams or diagnostic procedures for testing this specific unit. So that's why I'm making the video, so you guys at home won't have this issue and won't be scratching your head for a couple hours looking online trying to find diagrams that don't work. So anyway, guys, that's that. And like I said, if your test light isn't pulsing while you're cranking the engine over on these 2 pins, or one of the 2 pins, you have to have pulsation at both pins for all of the coils to completely fire. And if you only have it on one and not the other, this little baby's bad. You can go ahead and replace it and get back down the road. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd ask you to subscribe, like, comment. It really helps out the channel. And keep tuned for some more videos. Thank you.